Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Gabby, and today I wanted to recommend you some lighthearted, feel-good books. And I was requested to do this by one of my subscribers. They said, like, with everything going on in the world right now, maybe it would be a good thing to recommend some lighthearted, feel-good books that aren't too emotionally triggering and things. If you know my reading taste well, then you probably know that I just don't usually read lighthearted books. Like, they're not my go-to genre, you know, because I mainly read thrillers and romances. And I do have some romances that I want to recommend to you today that I do think are more lighthearted, and I do have some like contemporary and like young adult books that are more lighthearted, but most of what I read is not really lighthearted. Like, my reading taste, I like things to be very thought-provoking and real and raw and sometimes difficult to read. And so it was kind of a challenge to come up with a lot of books for this video, but I do think that with everything going on in the world right now, it can be nice to read something that is just more lighthearted and that's not going to stress you out and not going to make you cry. The very first one is going to be Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren, as well as The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. I think both of these romances are really light and really fun and easy to read. I especially think Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating is incredibly soft and just so cute. And then The Unhoneymooners, it's still like a really light-hearted book, but it is more of like a hate-to-love romance. But if you enjoy like the cute banter of a hate-to-love romance, not like a toxic hate-to-love romance, then I do think The Unhoneymooners is a great light-hearted, fun book that'll put a smile on your face. But I just love all of the characters in both of these books, and they're just the cute, perfect, like, romantic comedy if you're looking for that kind of vibe, so I would definitely recommend these two. I would also highly recommend the Bromance book club, which I do have a copy of, but I'm currently lending it to my mom because she's self-isolating at the house, and I thought this book would be perfect for her to read. And this one is just really cute. It's like another one that's kind of more of a light-hearted romance, even though it is dealing with a husband and a wife who are possibly going to get divorced, but he is like making a strong effort to try and win her back in this book. And their family is just so cute. They both have twin 3-year-old daughters, and it's just a really adorable romance that put a smile on my face the whole time I was reading it. So I just think that this is another one of those perfect feel-good romances. Some other more lighthearted feel-good romances would be The Kiss Quotient by Helen Hoang, as well as The Bride Test by Helen Hoang. And these two are part of a series. This is technically book 1 and this is book 2, but they can both be read as standalones. All of the characters in this series are very adorable to read about, and they're all very diverse as well, because in this book we're following Stella, who has Asperger's. We're also following Michael, who is part Vietnamese and part Swedish. So we get a lot of different diversity going on in this book, and it's just so freaking cute. And Stella Lane is like one of my favorite characters that I've ever read about. Some other really soft books, Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, as well as Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. I think any of Rainbow Rowell's contemporary books are just very soft and kind of slow, and they're just kind of about the characters like going about their lives. But you know, Fangirl, like, if you guys know me, Fangirl is one of my favorite books of all time, and this is one that I just want to reread like over and over again because of how much I relate to Kath. And Attachments is just a really cute, soft kind of office romance that takes place in the 90s when email was just becoming a thing, and it's kind of about him falling in love with her through an email. And it's just really cute. Like, it's just super soft and super cute. Another adult kind of romance that I think is super cute is One Day in December by Josie Silver. This one, I feel like this one does have a little bit more serious moments and like emotional moments maybe, but at the end of the day, I do think that this one is a really lighthearted, fluffy, cute romantic story. The only thing that makes it kind of like drama sometimes is because it's kind of about these two girls that are best friends falling for the same guy. So there is like some drama there. It kind of reminds me though of the movie Something Borrowed. So it definitely feels very romantic comedy to me. Like, there are definitely moments in this book that are cheesy, but it's like, it's cute, you know? Like, I think it will put a smile on your face. And then next up, I have some young adult contemporary romance type books The first one I really want to recommend to you is Tell Me How You Really Feel, because this one is a young adult female romance that has this like hate to love vibe going for it. But even though it's like hate to love, it's still just like so cute and so soft, and their relationship is just like the cutest progression to read about. And this one takes place in Los Angeles, and it kind of involves like the film scene, because one of the girls is working in her film class and she's going to be like directing her first movie, and then the other girl, that's her love interest, is going to be starring in the movie kind of against her will. It's just a really cute book that I think will make you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Another kind of obvious recommendation is To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. I think this whole series is just so cute and some of the fluffiest, softest thing I've ever read in my life. And Laura Jean is just, I mean, some people love her, some people hate her. Like, some people think she's really naive for her age, but like, I think she's like 15 at the start of this series, so I think her naiveness is justified. But I just really enjoyed this whole series when I read it. I loved each book more as the series went on, so this book is actually my least favorite in the series, and the last book is my favorite in the series. But I just think the series is overall very cute. One recommendation that I have for a book that I haven't read in a really long time, but I remember really enjoying it, is Highly Illogical Behavior by John Corey Whaley. This book is about this 16-year-old boy who's agoraphobic. I believe that's how you say it, but he doesn't want to leave the house. Like, he hasn't left his house in years, and it's kind of just this really soft story about him coming of age and like getting friends that are his age that he sees. And I don't know, I honestly don't remember too much about this book, but I just remember really enjoying it, and I listened to the audiobook and it was just a very nice, peaceful experience, and I got very attached to the characters and it was very cute. Another young adult contemporary that I read a number of years ago now, but I remember loving it so much, is Emmy and Oliver by Robin Benway. This one was actually the first audiobook I ever fully listened to and completed a couple years ago, and the audiobook is really great. And this one is this young adult contemporary about these two friends, Emmy and Oliver, and Oliver was kidnapped when he was a little boy, and then now he's been returned to his hometown as a teenager. So like, there is slightly like drama, maybe stressful situations at the beginning of this book, but it's really not touched on too much later on in this book. But this book just has some of the cutest friendships for young adult, like teen characters that I've ever seen. And like, Emmy is just such a cute and relatable character, and she has her cute little group of friends that are just so much fun to read about. And this book just put a freaking smile on my face, and it made my heart feel all warm and fuzzy, and it was so good. And then the last recommendation that I have is any of Kacey West's young adult books. I haven't read too many of them, but my two favorites so far have been P.S. I Like You and Love, Life, and the List. And I think I liked both of these books equally, but they're both very cute, like young adult, kind of summery vibe books. I really do like P.S. I Like You though, because in this one it follows this girl who's a songwriter, so I just felt like I could relate to her a lot, because when I was in high school I was obsessed with songwriting, so I just really enjoyed her character. But then I also really like Love, Life, and the List, because this one follows this girl who's like an artist, and she's trying to like get more out of her comfort zone, so she makes this list for the summer of all these things she's gonna try to do to like get out of her comfort zone. And it's just a really cute summery story. It kind of reminds me of Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson, with like the whole list that they have to complete in the summer. Like, it's just really cute, and I just really adore Kacey West's writing style. Like, she somehow manages to be really cute but without being like totally cringy, you know, because that's usually my biggest issue with like young adult contemporaries, is that they're really cringy. But hers are just really cute and really soft, and they make me happy. Alright, so those are all of my lighthearted, cute, soft, feel-good books. And of course, if you've read any of these, let me know what your thoughts are, and if you also have any feel-good book recommendations that you want to leave for everybody else, you can put them down in the comments, because I just think like now is a really great time to read feel-good books. You know, you gotta take care of yourself, and the world is just a crazy and scary place, especially right now. And I just hope all of you are staying safe and staying home when you can. In the meantime, hopefully you can find some stress-free relaxation with these books. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I will see you guys very soon with a new video. Bye!